Hi guys, Belle and Jay here, and hi. And we thought we would do a bit of a Q&A and talk about, I guess, a few things to do with our relationship and where we're at. So probably the first thing we'll talk about is the dynamics of the relationship and how I guess that's changed. P.S. everyone, it is the 2nd of January today. And Jay, how long have you been on tea?
8 months and roughly 2 weeks. And if you see us looking down a lot, it's because we've got notes. Because it's hard to think off the top of your head what you're going to talk about. So, Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, everyone. Hope everyone had a fun and safe holiday and didn't eat and drink too much.
I did.
Yeah, well, we all did. Okay, so let's start off with our communication. So how we communicate.
By talking.
How's that changed?
I find since starting hormones and being more comfortable with myself, it's easier for me to talk to Belle about things that are bothering me, or anything in particular. It's just a lot easier for me to communicate. So I'm not afraid if I say too much that she's going to cotton on that I was trans or there's something going on. So now that it's...
Even though I already knew.
Or that she already knew. But it way open, there's no more boundaries. So the communication lines are about 110% better than what they were a year ago. It makes all the difference.
I guess for me, it's a little bit different. So, yes, we communicate better because Jay's obviously got no barriers there. But at the same time, since you've started tea, or from before tea and now, it's like every time I get frustrated or anything like that, it's always, you're such a typical man. The things you do, the things you say, the way you react. I have a meltdown and you don't know how to deal with it.
I know how to deal with it.
You just walk off. That's what
I just...
This is the gym.
I don't just walk off.
Yeah, you do.
I go, what's wrong, baby? She doesn't. Then I leave her
Nothing.
Give her some space so she can cool down, and then
sometimes
it's all
it's
good.
an hour, sometimes it's a couple of days. But anyway, it just only happened once. Okay, sex. The dynamics of our sex life has changed.
Way better.
Yep.
Yeah, way better.
I don't know what else to say. It's good.
Dynamics in sex, so way more intense. I have spoken about this really briefly in other videos that I've made by myself. But it's definitely way more intense. Again, barely any boundaries apart from I don't take my shirt off when we do have sex because obviously I've not had top surgery yet and I'm not comfortable with Belle seeing my chest. I know, but to me it's a big thing. So I keep my shirt on and Belle's pretty respectful of that. She never touches me there or anything like that. So apart from that, it's it's better. That's good. But yeah, until I get top surgery, t-shirt stays on.
Okay, so basically the biggest changes I think have happened in a pretty blunt nutshell is that
they've seen my peacock.
They've
seen stuff. It's okay.
Before your transition or before you started transitioning, and now, I know my dad watches this, but
he's seen my penis on the camera. It doesn't
matter.
So
when we first met, Jay was very subtle in bed. Very shy in bed.
I wouldn't make first
and I was a little bit
pushy.
Bit more wild. But now things have like I don't know.
She doesn't get a choice.
It's just
there's no choice. It's just like you actually.
I knew there was like something like that in him, but it's full on. But anyway, it's good. About us getting seen and recognised as hetero. This is a good one.
So that's changed too. So before I started hormones, obviously, I looked way more femme, sounded way more femme, and we are identified as a gay couple. But now we look like a heterosexual couple. People don't stare at us anymore. I think that's the biggest thing I've noticed.
Especially at the shopping centre.
Yeah, since the hormones have kicked in, we don't get those looks that you used to get when you're holding hands with your girlfriend when you're still female. To me, it's a massive relief because I don't like being stared at as it is and judged for my sexual preference. So
And I become less bitchy when people don't stare. So.
yeah, she doesn't glare back, which is kind of
call them
nice.
names.
Yeah, so definitely passing as a heterosexual couple. We recognise each other as we recognise ourselves as a heterosexual couple. So I reckon that's the biggest thing I've noticed is the stares aren't there anymore. And I've been stared at for
It's
so
a weird
long
feeling.
of your life. It's
Yeah.
it's kind of cool to go out and just be blending in.
Yeah.
Mm.
P.S. guys, there's a fair bit here, so we'll go through it. And I know this looks weird, but I'm actually drinking tea. It's not like fungi. It's just tea. Okay. I just thought it looked weird when I was drinking it. Arguments and how they've changed.
We still fight, but not as much as we used to.
Yeah. We mainly just fight about my meltdowns. Mainly.
Just making all about head problems, but I've got stuff to do. Yeah, because back to the communication lines are way more open because I'm not so scared about coming forward or saying things anymore. So the more we talk, obviously, the less that you fight. So I think our relationship has improved through me starting hormones. It's definitely, before that, we were fighting on a weekly basis. I was shut off and stressed out and didn't want to talk about anything that involved getting close to me on any level. But now that I don't have anything to hide, the fights are pretty much non-existent. Maybe once a month. If that. So
and they're not screaming matches.
We don't scream, we sit down and we talk.
We get shitty and then we talk.
Or Belle goes to the bedrooms and shuts the door and I respect her privacy and just leave her alone, and then when she wants to talk, she'll come out. So, communication will solve everything.
Yeah.
It took me 30 years to realise this.
Lucky me. Well, it is lucky if you worked it out and you're with me. Kids, DNA. So the fact that they won't have your DNA, and how does that make you feel?
Shitty. It's the only thing that testosterone won't give me is sperm. Which means obviously we will have kids and Belle will carry, but that kid's not going to have any of my genes. And at the end of the day, there's nothing I can do about that. It is what it is. He'll get my last name. He, she, whatever we have. They will get my last name, and that's the best that we can do with the situation. But it does eat away at me, but
I think it's a case of nature versus nurture. I have a feeling you've got a really strong personality, so you, as this child's dad, I'm sure it'll turn out to be a little shit.
I'm good.
No, you are. You're the good kid, so it's alright. Okay, so this was one for me. So how do I feel in general about all this? Because it's been ages since I've done an update, and I guess the last time I did an update was my first video, and that was like when you first started T, or not long after.
4 or 5 months ago you did that.
Yeah. So I guess, yes, there's physical changes, obviously, but they're
way better looking now.
It's not like when your partner first starts T, I guess you start. It's like every hair and every little bit of change in the voice is talked about and acknowledged, and I guess now it's a little bit less. Like, we still catch up about the changes, but it's not like, hey, I got a new hair on my elbow, although sometimes, it's...
the hair growth is out of control.
So I guess besides those changes, for me it's more of a case of everything's on hold at the moment. Like, we both know we want to have kids. As everyone knows, we got engaged. We want to have an engagement party, but it's like everything at the moment's on hold until we get the top surgery underway. And obviously that's our first priority. But I think once we get past that and we get to that point...
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you emotionally feel about the changes?
No, I love the changes. There's nothing I wasn't expecting. If anything, I think you've done it. You've dealt with it really well. The only thing that probably frustrates me, not frustrates me, but I guess one of the psychological changes I've noticed. So so Jay was very closed off before T and before even coming out as trans. And then once he came out as trans, but prior to starting T, or even when he first started T, it was all very exciting and all the changes, we were planning all the changes that were going to happen. But I guess now I guess it's going to be changes after you have top surgery, but I mean like your psychological changes. You think like a man, you act like a man, you are a man. You know, I know there's going to be changes to come, but the major changes have already happened. And that can sometimes be a little bit frustrating in the sense that I guess your understanding of what it's like to be a woman is different. And I know you were a woman and everything like that.
I have an understanding of
I
women.
know you have.
I just find women more complicated.
Yes, and your tolerance sometimes, I think now is a little bit less than what
It's
it
not
used
that
to
I've
be.
got no tolerance. It's
No,
just
I'm
that
not saying you haven't got tolerance. I'm saying it's less.
it's different. So, and before I started hormones, if Belle was in a mood or if I was in a mood, we'd fight like two women, cat and dog, screaming. Now I'm just kind of, yes, we were. And now I'm just kind of like, oh, you're in a bad headspace. That's cool. I'm just going to leave you to it.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm like genuinely upset or genuinely annoyed. And it's just like, you're just having a woman's moment. See ya.
Because women
You'll be
overanalyze
right.
everything.
Yeah, I know,
So
but we don't
right.
want to be made to feel like we're dumb. We want to at least be acknowledged.
It's not that. It's just that things aren't as complicated as you make it out to be.
Yeah, but to us, it is. I'm going to make Maddie watch this video. That's our friend.
She'll watch it.
She'll understand. Okay, so this is something I asked you before. So is there anything about women, whether it be like, I guess you kind of just answered it, that you didn't notice as much before you started T, like now as thinking with testosterone in your body and thinking like a man? And
So testosterone has altered my thought patterns a little bit. Nothing bad, like I'm still who I am, I still think the same, but the way I view things are a little bit different. So this is going to sound so bad, but I find women are really like emotional and complicated and
no doubt.
Screech a lot than what I
don't screech. I don't screech.
When I was on hormones, I didn't realise I screeched. And I screeched. It's a woman thing. Women talk from here up, men talk from here down. So when you get angry, when we get angry,
I do not sound like a banshee.
Okay, back to the point. Anyway, like, I definitely view things differently with women. It's hard to explain. It's really hard to explain. Because I understand what it's like to think like a woman. It's kind of like a woman thinks about 10,000 things at once. Ding, 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 all the time. Now that I'm transitioning, my thought pattern's a lot slower. It's a little bit less complicated. So I'll think about one thing at a time. Where Belle will think about 10 to 12 things at a time. So it's, I definitely feel like I view things with women a little bit different, but not in a bad way. Because I still understand what it's like. I remember. I'm not, like Alzheimer's or anything like that. It wasn't that long ago. It's just, I feel like I think differently.
Yeah, as you would. Jay. Oh, here's one. Do you prefer, back to sex, do you prefer not to be touched during sex?
Oh, like I just said before, only around my chest area is the only place I'm not really comfortable with. But I never have been, so just keep my shirt on. And Belle's aware of it, so she doesn't venture there. And, sometimes if I've had a few drinks, it's like, you want to go and say hello. You can touch them or whatever. But that's extremely rare.
Yeah.
But physically, though, she can touch wherever she wants. It doesn't matter. It's just that one zone is pretty much out of bounds.
Yep.
And, but that'll change after I get surgery. Just be like, no shirt. Ever again. I'm just going to be shirtless.
That'd be awesome.
All through winter. And, just...
If I could get away with that.
Yeah. Sure.
We're in the house.
Oh, yeah, it's my handwriting. You can't read that.
No.
Okay. So, one for you is like, have you dated a cis man before? We know you have.
Yeah.
What's the difference between dating a cis man and dating me? Physically and emotionally.
Okay, so it's really hard to explain because Jay, whether when we first got together being female or coming out as female, I guess, or Jay being a man, or me dating a woman, or me dating a cis man, I don't know. Everyone's different. It is so hard. Like, my relationship with Jay when we met as a lesbian couple was the most balanced, even though it was a bit crazy at first, but in the end it became the most balanced and healthiest and best relationship I've ever had. That being because of the person you are and how you balance me out. I'm the crazy one, you're the funny, calm,
I'm the funny, good-looking one.
level-headed one.
What
What are you trying to say?
That I'm the funny, good-looking one.
What am I?
The smart, good-looking one.
That's the right
good
answer, yeah. So I guess, yeah, so in the dynamics of a lesbian relationship, it was the best relationship I'd ever had. In the dynamics of a heterosexual relationship, it's still the best relationship I've ever had. So I've dated cis men that are less manly than you. I have dated, butch chicks. I've dated, I don't know, it's because
pansexual.
I've dated a variety of people, so the whole fact that you're trans doesn't really make a difference. Like, it was good before, it's good now.
Yeah, cool.
So, yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Except you just get a lot more excited about, like, facial hair than any cis man I've ever dated.
Yeah, because I've always wanted it. I get one strand here, it's like, yes, take a photo. Yeah.
Okay, so what's one thing you like both physically and emotionally about each other?
Ladies first.
No.
Sorry.
Okay. Physically. Oh, okay. So I love Jay's forearms. Because they're like tanned and they're like muscly. See that? Yeah, that's what I like physically. I know it's really lame, but that's what I like. Yeah, that's what I like physically. I know it sounds stupid, but I've always liked forearms.
So I hang on to them.
I like forearms, even more so than like up here arms. I like forearms. And emotionally, I just like the fact that I don't know, it's hard. I like everything about you emotionally. Like I love the fact. I wouldn't say
even my assholey days.
Maybe not those. I love the fact that you, that sounds stupid, but you're mysterious, if that makes sense. So sometimes we'll just be chilling out and Jay's doing whatever, being blasé, and then I look over and I'm like, what are you looking at? And Jay will be like, you're just pretty. I'm just looking at you, you're just pretty. So those kind of like, I don't know, thoughtful things that you do, I like that. I think it's a nice trait to have, that you're thoughtful and genuine when you say things. I freaking hope so.
Just read it on Facebook somewhere and copy and paste it to my brain and say the words. I'm just joking.
You said that after I've cooked dinner for tonight and tomorrow night. That's why.
I got my bases covered.
Oh shit! I nearly fell. Okay. Your turn. You
Yeah,
have long enough to think of something.
I don't like talking about stuff like this. This is not my favourite thing, expressing emotions. Especially
Welcome
on
to my
YouTube.
world.
Yep. Physically, does that have to be one thing? I'm gonna go 3. Eyes, lips, and tits. All in one.
See?
Eyes, lips, and tits, man.
Male.
Fucking no, this is the best ever.
My eyes just now, or
When we're fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
And emotionally, I don't know. I have to say, the support I get from Belle's pretty amazing. She's got a really fair understanding of what I'm going through. She's done a lot of the research for me. When I have my dysphoria days, and I have days where I don't want to go out because I don't want to bind, she understands that and respects it and doesn't push me to go out.
I have fat days. There's days I don't want to go out.
That's true, yeah. Girls have fat days. But I think it's just that overall, with her emotional side of things, is the understanding and the support. She just doesn't push me when I'm in a bad headspace. She knows it and she respects it. So I'm thankful for that. But apart from all the transgender stuff with her emotionally, it's just her understanding of who I am from day one, and not losing her temper with me because I was so closed off and stuff like that. So just understanding and having the patience to tolerate me when I have my days. But yeah, another question just popped into my head, but I lost it, so it doesn't matter.
That was That's random.
I can't. It just popped into my head then, but then I just lost it. So, anyway.
Last question. What are our plans from here?
So I had a therapy appointment on Wednesday just gone and got my referral letter for top surgery. So the plan for this year is for us to buckle down on our savings account, which we rapidly failed at this month due to Christmas. It was hideous. So this month we're going to be aiming to put aside what we need to put aside, and I have to ring up Dr. Andrew Ives on this coming Wednesday when he's back from holidays to make my first appointment for consultation for surgery. So
costings. How much does your consultation cost roughly for people out there in Melbourne?
What to see Andrew Ives consultation, it costs you $220, but you only get like
70. I think it was 70 back.
Yeah, you get 70 back. So when I went to Dr. Jaco, my therapist, it was $220. I got $110 back. So $220 for the consultation. It's going to cost you money, but it's going to be worth it. So the plans for this year is to get that surgery done, and then for us to move back to the Sunshine Coast where I'm from, and just start living our lives. Because at the moment we're just.
And then I can get the ball rolling on other things.
And then we've got other things too, but we won't talk about that because it's not.
What?
You know.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Nothing.
But,
Doesn't matter.
Okay, I don't know.
But anyway, this video is ticking over. It gets boring after like 20 minutes, so we better stop now.
Alright.
But thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions for the both of us or one of the other of us, just leave it down below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. I'm so sorry it took us so long to make this. I did keep saying, Belle and I are going to make a video, Belle and I are going to make, and it didn't happen.
Did say I was going to make another one.
And she did say, so maybe 5 months later is better late than never.
Yeah.
But thanks for watching, and I will make another personal update probably in a couple of weeks.
I think I might do one soon.
Yeah, see how it goes. But yeah.
Alright guys, Happy New Year again. Hope you all had a nice Christmas, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.
Ciao.